Let us recap some of the important concepts and operations related to dict. We will primarily focus on those operations which are important for aggregations and joins. Typically, dict contains heterogeneous type of elements. It is used to represent a row in a table or a sheet, but we can also use dict to store the aggregated results based upon a key. We use dict for aggregations or joins as we need to do a lookup for a given key to update or insert. List is not efficient for lookups as dict contains unique keys and also data is sorted based on key. Typically, the lookups into dict is a lot more efficient than lookups into set or list. That's why we use dict over list or set in case we need to perform lookups for our data processing requirements. Each and every element in a dict contains key value pair where key is typically column name. Here are the common dict operations relevant to aggregations and joins. Even though the previous statements say each and every element in a dict contains key value pair where key is typically column name, when we use it for aggregations, we typically don't use column names as part of the dict. Instead, we use the actual keys on which data is aggregated, or even in case of joins, we'll use the key which is used to join. We will understand when we get into the examples at a later point in time. Let's get into the details with respect to common dict operations relevant to aggregations and joins. We need to understand how to add elements to the dict, how to check if the key exists, how to get the value for a given key, and also how to update value if the key already exists. As part of the aggregations or joins, the output is typically a dict. It means we will have multiple records in the dict in the form of key value pairs. You will understand when we get into aggregations or joins at a later point in time. Now let's understand the common operations in action. First, I am initializing a empty dict. The dict name is order count by date. Now for the dates 2014 January 1st, 2nd and 3rd, I am actually adding these elements to the dict. Let me run this. The dict will contain 3 elements. You can actually see the 3 elements here. For all the 3 keys, 2014 January 1st, 2nd and 3rd, we have 1 as the values. Now you can check if 2014 January 1st is part of the keys of the dict by using the value which you want to check in and then the dict name, which is nothing but order count by date. Now if I run this, as it contains 2014 January 1st, it have returned true. 2014 January 4th is not part of this dict and hence it will return false. This is how you can actually check whether an element is part of the keys in the dict or not. Now to get the value of a given key, you can just pass the key like this in the square brackets and it will get the corresponding value of that key. In this case, for 2014 January 1st in order count by date, the value is 1. For 2014 January 4th, there is no key at all and hence it will throw error. You can also use get function. With get also, if the key exists, it will return value. If the key doesn't exist, it just returns none. So these two are the common approaches where we can use to get the corresponding values by passing the key from a dict. Now, if you want to update the value in a dict for a given key, you can directly say like this. The dict name in square brackets, you can pass the key and then you can say equal to and you can assign a value. It will take care of updating the value for the existing key. Earlier it was 1, now it will contain 2 for 2014 January 1st. Now if you wanted to read the existing value and increment by 1 or add some other value to get updated result, this is how we typically take care. So you just have to give the dict name, pass the key like this, then you have to say equal to, again the same thing here. It will actually return the existing value. Then we can add whatever value we want to add. In this case, we are trying to increment by 1. That's why I am adding 1 here. It will take care of adding the 1 to the existing value for this key. Now it should be 3. You can validate by copy pasting this here and running it. You can see that for 2014 January 1st, the value is 3. For 2nd and 3rd, it is still 1. You can also use this shorthand operator. Instead of saying order count by date key equal to order count by date key plus 1, you can say plus equal to 1. This one and this one are same. So you can run this and you can validate. You can see that for key 2014 January 1st, the value is 4. You can also use update rather than using this approach to update existing keys with a particular value. So this will take care of updating the value for 2014 January 2nd to 2. You can validate by running this first and then by running this. You can see for 2014 January 2nd, it is 2. The reason why this also got updated is by accident. I have actually ran this. That's why even this one got updated. There is also a function called as set default. Even you can leverage that, but this is more appropriate for our use cases related to aggregations and joins, and hence I will limit the scope to update itself. So this is how you should be able to read the values for a given key, update the values for a given key, and also check if the key exists or not. So these are the main operations which we have to leverage when we develop the code to perform aggregations or joins. Make sure you are comfortable with these dict operations. Then only you will be able to understand the code related to manipulating collections in the pursuit of getting aggregations as well as joins done.